Mr. Wise. I love you dearly though.
I think it's kind of funny that I just took something for my anxiety while also drinking something that gives me anxiety. It's a perfect balance, okay? As promised, we are continuing from last video and repotting my neglected philodendron and pothos plants that were above my fridge. They're still gonna go back up above my fridge. I just have to monitor them a little bit better. I may also pull the light back a little bit so it's not as stark and bright. We'll start off with my Pothos and Joy. I'm only upsizing 2 of the pots, and then this one here, which I think it's just a regular Pothos. She's gonna be potted right in this container because I purchased this pot not knowing that there was like a little lip at the bottom. Any larger pot that I try to use kind of sticks out, like even this one sticks out unless I push it to the side a little bit. So we're going to pot it right directly into the pot and hope for the best. If it gets root rot, then it wasn't meant to be. I have also pre-mixed my soil. I just have it right here beside me. I used nothing fancy except for my brain isn't functioning today or ever. What is it called? Perlite. I also have an empty container here just in case I want to reuse any of the soil from these sad little plants. Let's get into it, shall we? Down, 3 more to go, 4 more to go, 4 more to go. I will try and take better care of them. I think especially now that I grow attachment to things I touch. And I feel like when I bought those plants, I knew that I was gonna have to repot them and, you know, just zhuzh them up a little bit. But then I got so busy. The past 2 months have been really difficult here just because And I'm not complaining about my life at all. I love my life. I really do. And I'm protecting my life at all costs from outside forces. But when you have 6 cats and a dog, sometimes things go awry. Sometimes things don't always go as planned. I decided that I wanted to give my cats a little bit more of a better quality food. So I switched their wet food and their dry food. Unfortunately for me, 3 out of the 6 cats did not respond well to the wet food. They really loved the taste of it. I loved that they were excited about new food. But sadly, I had to switch back to the food that I was using, which is fine, like it's more cost effective, so that's a good thing. My cats were not responding well to it. So it's kind of been a little bit of mayhem around here. Every single morning I was waking up to, I guess cats also just maybe some of them don't like change. The first kind of frustration I had, should I try to salvage this or just, I'm changing my mind, I think. I'm actually, because it's such a small root system and it's just a single little clipping, I'm just gonna keep it in this container until I feel like it's necessary to repot. I don't want to overwater it and drown the roots, so. As I was saying, the first kind of sign that my cats weren't happy, or one of them at least, was that I started to wake up to tinkles on the floor every single morning for like 2 weeks straight. Eventually that stopped, but then it would just resort back to like every couple of days or every other day. So it was really, really, really exhausting. Every day, first thing, I opened my bedroom door. That's also a new thing. I never used to keep my cats out of there, but so before all the accidents on the floor, which I haven't even told you the best part yet, but before all of that, I think Casey's chewing a bone and like my oversensory self is just like triggered because it's so quiet in here. I'm kind of high maintenance. That's okay. No, I'm very easily distracted, and if you know, you know. Every single morning when I wake up, the first thing I do is obviously feed my pets, and I always tend to the cats' litter and their room. And we're not new to accidents. We've had accidents in the past. My first cat, Chloe, came from a hoarding home, and she, from the get-go, has always made accidents. I have gotten her tested for, recently we had her poop tested for parasites because she was going on the floor, but we discovered that it was the food, which I'm glad it was the food and not a parasite and not something worse. But I think because she came from a hoarding home, she's a little bit, she does what she wants. Also, sometimes some of the cats will bully her and prevent her from actually reaching the litter box. So that's another thing. As of more recently, I would say in the past month, and I expected this to happen when I changed their food, like earlier on. I expected for them to have some digestive issues because it's only normal. Also, if you're wondering, this is a Manjula. No. I think it is a Manjula. I don't know. I did expect them to have some tummy aches and upsets, and you know, it's to be expected when you switch their food. But I was very careful by alternating the food I was feeding them previously with the new food, just to avoid that. I actually don't mind the soil in this plant, so I think I might keep it. shake a little bit off. And then we'll give the base a little bit of fresh soil. Like so. And voila. This is making me want noodles. Like glass noodles with a bean sauce. Yum. I know I need to upsize this. I should probably do that, huh? Yeah, we're gonna upsize a little bit. Just a teeny touch. Honestly, I'm just gonna use some of this soil. I started to wake up to poops on the floor. And they weren't solid poops. I'm so sorry to describe this, but they were wet and gooey. Fun, right? Not only that, some of them, the actual poop was sticking onto their fur near their rear end. And well, let's just say it's been a poopy last couple months, and I was losing my cool. Honestly, I was super stressed out over it. I'm glad that like none of them are actually sick and it's just a quick resolve by switching back to their food. I did try to give them a solid 2 months of feeding them the new food, and it's a high quality food. Not only that though, but all of the proceeds go to help other animals, which is really cool because the company is not making any money or profit off of the food. So I was supporting a good cause while also feeding my pets good, healthy food. And not to say that I'm not feeding them healthy food now, but this would have been a better option had they had three out of the 6 not been affected by it. And it was never all 3 of them at once. It was always just like sporadically one cat and then another. But I think in total, Bunny probably had 3 baths, Chloe probably had 2 baths, and Rosie had 2 baths. Those were the cats that were affected by the change in food. And yeah, it's been stressful. I did wake up this morning to some lovely little presents on the ground. And since all of this, I no longer allow my cats to enter my bedroom, which I considered to do a little while ago, but I missed having them on my bed. I missed waking up to them. I missed, having them come and go as they pleased. And sometimes I would have Chloe nestled by my head. Sometimes YB would be on my chest. Sometimes, or most times, Peach would always snuggle into my legs. And then Bunny was usually, he would snuggle into my arms. So that aspect I do miss a lot, and it's kind of sad. But there was one morning where I had just cleaned my bed the night before, and the next morning Bunny managed to get poop on my linens, and that was the final straw, because that's not the first time I've washed my bedding and then the next morning a cat has made a mess on it. Honestly, I'm really happy that I've finalized that decision, because my bedroom is now my sanctuary. Casey will sleep with me. She usually sleeps under the bed. But for the longest time, my bathroom and my bedroom, I've always kept that door shut because cats just make really big messes. And so it's nice to have an area that is essentially pet-free other than Casey. It's sad, and maybe a day before I wash my linens, I'll allow one of the cats to come into my bedroom for the evening. But for now, I need a place that is just like mine and isn't destroyed by my cats. I love them so much, and I would not change my life. Or I would love another dog. I would love bunnies. I would love a whole farm if I had more help. And so maybe one day down the road, I just have to meet someone that loves animals as much as I do and wants a little farm. like I do. But the search continues. It's also hard just not having help because I do everything myself around here. And again, I'm not complaining. I love my life. I'm so lucky to live the life I do. I'm just sharing how hectic it's been the last 2 months. I hope that what I've called poopgate in my house is over with. I expect there to be maybe a couple more accidents because I'm now introducing them to their old food. And so their stomachs may have to adjust to that as well. But I did give it a solid 2 months. It's so strange because the first month was fine. I think maybe Chloe had a reaction to it, but it wasn't until the second month. And I don't know if it was a bad batch of food. I don't think it was because I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like I'm at a place where I can breathe. And again, having my bedroom as like my own sanctuary, I felt really guilty about it at first, and also just sad because like my life has changed. I no longer wake up to my beautiful kitties on my bed. I also don't have my stomach pounced on because that was a thing. There was some mornings where I would just be laying on my back, like on my phone, and a cat would jump up on the bed, run across me, and it would knock the wind out of me, honestly. So that I don't miss. And I don't miss the mess. I also don't miss the fact that every single every single bed set that I've bought, like every duvet cover, every sheet set, was constantly being ruined by their claws. So I went out on Monday of this week, bought myself some new bed sheets and a duvet cover that will not be affected by the talons of my cats. My philodendron Brazil is the last to be rescued and repotted out of the bunch today. I do have to take a break just to empty out my car because I'm having someone come clean it at 2 o'clock and it's 1:30 right now, so I also have to eat something. The girl is hungry. But I'm gonna repot this and then I might tackle some of the plants that are on my wall right there that have been also very neglected. It's been rough here, but we're getting back into the swing of things and I hope that you follow along. If you have an insane amount of pets, let me know how that's going for you. I think I'm just gonna leave this as is. Yeah, it's fine. This is actually so nice for me to sit down and do because I've been wanting to do it for a really long time, but I feel like I've just been cleaning non-stop and then I get so tired and you know, I have other responsibilities, so sitting down and being able to do this is actually a treat, if I'm being real with you. I apologize if you can hear something in the background. That would be my robo-vac. I need all the help I can get. I need more help than I already have. Do you think robots are going to take over the world one day? I sure hope not. I'm going to take over the world. I'm kidding. A girl can dream. I'm also joking. My dream life, I feel like I am living my dream life right now, minus the isolation because people scare me. Side note. But I kind of want to live in, I don't want to live in an old house because they scare me, but I want to live in a house that's like built to look like it's old. or like modern meets fantasy meets farm life. Does that make any sense? I basically want to live in a castle. I want to be a fairy princess, because who doesn't want to live in fantasy land? This world is so corrupt right now. I don't like thinking about reality. It weighs too heavy on my chest. Guys, we did it. I did it. My legs hurt from sitting on them. Ouch. I'm like a broken Barbie doll. Ow. I can't straighten out my leg. I honestly have issues. Ouch, kabibble. Do you see how bright those lights are? If any of you can think of a better option for that situation, let me know. It's literally the worst lighting source ever. I think I'm gonna set it so that it's only on really early in the morning. That way when I'm out here, they're never on, because my eyes can't tolerate it at all. Also, I've been on a kick lately where I've not been wearing mascara. I had false lashes for a while. I think I have like 2 strands left, but I'm really liking not wearing mascara. I feel like it looks a little bit alien, and apparently that's the vibe I'm going for, is alien. I feel like I should take a little moment, a little time out, but I have stuff to do. We have a whole plant wall to get to, which I've been dreading forever. I'm terrified. I know that they're so sad, but I have to bite the bullet. I have to tend to them, and you're coming with me. I wanted to show you that I don't neglect all my plants, okay? All of the plants that are in my living room and hanging up around, and basically all of the easily accessible plants, I do not neglect, especially my Hoya. They're my prized possession. That's my favorite type of plant. But I just wanted to show you, I guess, how I water my Hoya. They're all still pretty little. I like to bottom water them while simultaneously pouring water over the top of them. Some of them do need a little bit of TLC. And I believe my cat had a nibble out of this one. I have these 2 Hoyas propagating in my acrobar cabinet because I wasn't sure if they would survive. I think this just needs a trim. Casey had an accident this morning. I probably fed her food that I shouldn't have, because it's so hard to not give her food because she's so cute. But I have to start caring more about your health than your cuteness. But you bark at me when I don't feed you, but it's my fault because I give in. It's like you own me, I don't own you. Right? Keith, you're so cute. Yeah, you're just so cute. You're so sweet. I know. You're just a little sugar plum. You're just a sweet little baby Casey. You're just so sweet. Her full name is Baby Casey because when I adopted her, her name was Baby. I added the Casey. Are you baby? Are you baby? Yes, sir. I mean, ma'am. You're a little lady. So, yeah, my Hoya typically hang out here and here. And then we have a couple hanging here. I also have some hanging in the cat room right there, which I may move to my bedroom because I don't really, like, this room doesn't bring me joy. It's the cat room. And I thought I would add some plants for them, but I'm the one that enjoys the plants. So, just for perspective, I was thinking that I could hang a couple plants right there, and then also possibly there. I did also buy a Redsta greenhouse little thing. My camera's not focusing. I do want to put, I'm tempted to make it just full of Hoya, and I may purchase a mini Millsbow for my anthurium that are still little babies. I actually watered and fertilized them today. They're growing quite nicely, but I haven't been fertilizing them as much as I should. I'm definitely back on my A game with taking care of my plants. Yeah, like I said, it's been a rough couple of months, but life happens. So for some reason, I have a habit of clicking a button that slows down my footage and records in slow-mo. So I just recorded a bunch of stuff and it was in slow motion. The only way I know how to fix it is by resetting the camera settings. So that has happened to me 3 or 4 times. I should probably look into what button I'm accidentally pressing. I have hair in my eye. But I guess we'll just re-record what I showed you guys, or attempted to show you. Because I've been showing you my neglected plants lately, I did want to show you that my string of turtles is thriving. My little jade is cutesy. My ripsalis is cutesy. My little Grinch monkey tail cactus is cutesy, and then my booby cactus is cutesy. I used to have a ripsalis that was super long. I found that it grew much quicker, so I'm thinking I may switch up the soil amendment because maybe that's why it's not growing so fast. These are self-watering pots. I am not a fan. I think the water is gunky, and I'm not a self-watering pot fan kind of gal. I am a fan of leca though. I have been enjoying using leca. This is the fertilizer I use. It does have more nutrients than a regular fertilizer, which is necessary for leca. I honestly have I'm just winging it, like I wing everything. I do have my Thai Constellation in leca, and it's doing fine. I think I could be watering it a little bit more, but I did water it today. And then same with my Pink Princess. That might be a hybrid of a, what's it called? White Wizard? Not entirely sure. My fairy cactus, I do want to paint the pot like mushroom themed, and then I was thinking, I know Casey, I'm sorry, I have to take her out, but I was thinking of upsizing this plant. Let me move this out of the way. Upsizing this plant into this larger container, and also making it mushroom themed, because I don't know, I've been on a mushroom kick lately, and I think it would be really cute. I wasn't sure what I wanted to paint the fairy castle pot before, but mushroom sounds like a good idea. This might be one of my favorite plants. I cannot pronounce it for the life of me. I'll try my best, but Plectranthus amboinicus variegata. I find that its new leaves that push out smell almost like lemon balm. I do smell a little bit of a like lemony fragrance, which also made me fall in love with it a little bit more, but it definitely needs a little bit of a repot. This is my sad shelf of mostly calathea. My Micans is really sad, and it was beautiful before. It was a very full plant. That you probably can't tell, but it's a Birkin, which I love. I love philodendron Birkins. I think they look so pretty. I had one in my old collection and it did really well. Surprisingly, the alocasia are okay. And then there's just a cute little succulent of sorts over there. But yeah, I'm not very proud of this plant wall right now. It's my fault, and we will take care of that. It's so rainy. She wants to play, but I don't want to get wet. Come on, cuckoos. Hopefully it dries up a little bit later. Good girl. Hi, sorry. You know you want to play.
Okay, I threw it twice. Now it's time to come in. Casey! Come on. Come on, you little chicken tender. Casey. Casey. She's so sweet. Maybe I should get her a little treat. Come on. Come on, Casey, come. Hi, Bunny. Hello, Bun Bun. Casey, come. Come here. Good girl. You're so sweet. I feel so bad. We don't like rainy days, and it's only coming down harder now. Maybe it'll dry up later, okay? You're wet. You're a wet girl. My little sweetie Petey pie. I know. It's not the best day for you, huh?
I'm gonna go run out, but I will see you very soon. I'm back and I bought stuff. I should probably... I think that's better. I'm on the floor because it's grounding and I just feel much better when I'm on the floor when I get home from being outside. I think I thought I found a whisker. I don't want to say I have agoraphobia because I'm fine when I'm in public and I'm with someone, but I am not good on my own. I need another nervous system to attach to. And it's not like I'm friendly, I'm sociable, people are nice to me. I'm not anxious in the moment. I'm really good at calming myself down and just like feeling comfortable. Maybe it's all of the work that goes into that that just makes me feel swamped afterwards when I get home. I feel like I can't breathe, genuine. Like, I also get nauseous sometimes. Today I felt really nauseous, but we did get some stuff. So I had a gift card to, I'm sorry if you hear the vacuum in the background. I had a gift card to Shoppers, so I think I only spent $11 in total. 2 of those dollars were spent on Katie. I bought chicken for dinner tonight. I was gonna make stir fry because I have rice in the fridge. I made mushrooms this afternoon, and so I was like, I'll have just stir fry for dinner. But I'm getting my monthly gift soon, and I'm tired. So we're gonna have macaroni and bread for dinner. Macaroni with ketchup and bread. The grocery store I go to sells the best Italian bread. It's so pillowy and soft and squishy I could sleep on it. Speaking of bread, I finally managed to, I cheated, but I bought a sourdough starter and I finally have been able to get the sourdough to rise more than like less than an inch. I feel like it was only ever rising like half an inch, but today it's like several inches. And I think the trick, or at least what worked for me, was keeping my oven on. Because apparently heat can help it rise, so I guess that's what we're gonna have to do from now on. But I feel like my place is pretty warm, usually, most of the time. I mean, I'm cold right now, but I'm always cold. I bought a gift set of 4 or 5 masks. 5 different masks. I love this time of year because they always have seasonal gifts. So I love taking a bath and just lapping my skin up in skincare. I've also never tried Teology before, but I've heard good things. Picked up my medication, which I haven't taken for 5 days. That may also be attributing to my anxiousness, but probably not. I'm just chronically anxious. I hate that I'm that person because I've always pushed myself to not be that person, but I have to come to terms and accept the fact that, like, I get overwhelmed so easily. But I'm also really good at managing people who are easily overwhelmed, if that makes sense. Because I've been doing it my whole entire life, but luckily for me, I can just stay home most of the time, and I live in the country, so it's not that busy. I made the mistake of going to Shoppers Drug Mart on a Thursday, and it is Senior's Day, so it was very busy. I avoid going out on weekends up here because that's when tourists from the city come up, and I'm just like, no thanks. I think I'm gonna have to move somewhere that's not touristy. I'm so happy about this. I kind of want to try it on now, but like, is there a point? No, but is there a point in me buying these products? No. They were essentially free because I did have a gift card, so no guilt. I shouldn't have guilt. I can spend my money however I want. Gosh. Ew, this feels sticky, like it's been opened. I hope it's not used. It doesn't look used, but why is it sticky? Was it used? Did someone buy this and clean it up? I hope not. It doesn't look used. But it's sticky. Do you see that? Should I not use it? But I want to. It's right in front of me. My lips are so dry because I'm so dehydrated. I feel like I put lip gloss on like a 5-year-old. Why are you sticky? Should I put this on? I was on her Instagram account. These are Rem Beauty, by the way. I was on her Instagram account and one of the makeup artists on Instagram did a look. Oof. But they're really pigmented and I have small little eyeballs. I also have makeup on right now, but I just want to be all shimmery and glowy. Am I glowing? I do have to make it even, so. Not that I can really see a damn thing. I feel like these products are pretty user and beginner friendly, which like, I'm not a beginner. I used to work at Sephora ages ago. That was the best job ever, but Sephora has changed so much over the years. I feel like I really worked there when it was like, I don't know, at its prime. And then we use this shade in the corner. Sorry, I'm looking in the viewfinder so I can see how I'm applying it. I think using a flat brush might be helpful to me just because my eyes are so small. I want to look like a disco ball, kind of. Actually, I want to look like I belong into the fairy realm. I told you I was going for an alien look, so like no lashes, no mascara on my eyes anymore, because it just looks a little bit alien, and I feel like with the sparkle, I'll look more like an alien. You know, who doesn't want to look like an alien? I also stopped for hot chocolate from Tim Hortons. I was gonna say Starbucks. Apparently Starbucks is canceled. Can I take a nap? I have so much to do. I probably should take a nap. I just did my makeup to take a nap. If I'm being honest, I don't love the concept of samples because I feel like it's just so wasteful. Will I use any of these? Cleansing shower oil. Sure, I'll give it a whirl. Biotherm cream. I don't like using moisturizers that aren't like the moisturizer that I use. Ooh, anti-redness. I wonder if she saw me and was like, you're a ginger, your skin probably gets red, because she hand selected these for me. That is my... Ooh, I wonder if I could wear these as highlights, like on my cheeks. Why not? Of course I can. Oh my gosh. Doot doot. I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well. But I did say I wanted to look like a disco ball, but more like a fairy, so yes, that is so fun. I could even, if I really want to get crazy, I could just dab the other shade on my cheeks as well and have like a mishmash there. Well, that's fun. Why not, right? Guys, I have a headache. I'm allergic to being outside. I can totally wear it on my cheeks. It's so cute. I love it. I just want to be a little princess in my home, in my castle, where no one can bother me. Just me, my pets, and my plants. As life was intended to be. There are no rules. I can live my life however I want. So I will. Me being defiant is by not going out in public. I'm such a rebel. Should I take a nappy nap? With my little sparkling look. I think I might take a little snooze. It's just that kind of day. It's so crummy outside. I don't know if you can see, but it's not a Putimus Maximus day. It's just not. I love the sparkles. I feel like it brought life back into my face. Not that there wasn't life before. I'm so excited for next week because on Monday I'm going to a new nail tech. I usually go to the same people, and I don't typically allow a nail to fall off without me basically running there to go get it fixed. But the new nail tech that I'm going to does such intricate designs for nails, like truly like one-of-a-kind art. And that is on Monday, so I'm super psyched for that. And then I have a hair extension appointment on Tuesday because a girl wants long hair. A girl should probably leave her hair alone, but a girl doesn't learn her lesson ever. So we're getting hair extensions put back in. And honestly, I'll probably keep them in for a while, I hope. I have a tendency to like rip things off and out. The amount of times I've ripped eyelashes off, the amount of times I've ripped nails off, the amount of times I've ripped out hair extensions. I'm a little when it comes to that stuff, but all in good fun. I am really excited because I've never had Great Lengths hair extensions, and they're supposed to be better quality than what's on the market right now. I feel like a lot of the hair extensions on the market are not good. And I'm saying that from experience. I had really great hair extensions back in high school years ago. But I think that company has revamped and they're not easy to come by either. But Great Lengths is supposed to be very good quality hair. So I'm excited. Also, because I have red hair, it's impossible to match and get like a perfect match in terms of color from my hair. But these are an identical match. And they also dry wavy, where most extensions dry pin straight. And they're kind of just like a hassle to style. So hopefully it works out in my favor. I think I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm tempted to go eat a piece of bread before I do, or maybe I'll have macaroni. Yeah, we'll have, I'll make my stir fry tomorrow for dinner. Because I've just pooped. I'm in heaven right now. Like, I'm not that hard to please. It's even better knowing that I can go put on a comfy sweater and sweatpants and go watch a movie. What am I gonna watch? I'm in the mood for a Disney movie. I just don't know which one. I'm also so happy to be home and covered in glitter. Noodles are cooked. I wish you could try this bread. It's so good. It's so flipping good. I have to keep my bread in a cupboard because my cats will tear into it. Like I said before, it's literally, I could sleep on this. I mean, I would squish it, so I wouldn't do that, but if I was stuck on an island, I would bring this bread with me because it would double as a pillow. So I love living in the moment with bread. This bread also makes excellent French toast. Ooh, I forgot to get eggs. I always forget something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get eggs tomorrow. That's so sad. So sad. If I ever have a husband, he's gonna do my grocery runs. Or I'll just go with him. Because like I said earlier, if I'm with someone, I'm fine. I'm not even scared of people, I just get overwhelmed. Then I'm a grown adult. I think what it comes down to is being a girl in this world. You can totally disagree with me, but I am 5'2". I can definitely handle myself. No, I can't handle myself against most people, but I think I'm so much tougher than I actually am because I have so much willpower, and like I've had to kind of like fight back a lot of the times out of survival, but I'm soft. I always used to tell myself to not allow this world to make my heart go cold, and wow, we were so close to a dead heart a few years ago, like a year and a half ago. I experienced my most traumatic event back in 2023 going into 2024. I thought like I had healed a bunch of trauma from the past, and then that happened, and I'll tell you one day perhaps when it's safe to, but it's so far out that you probably would, like, I wouldn't believe someone if they told me what had happened to me. Oof. But luckily I'm here and I'm alive and well. But I feel like that event changed me a lot. Not necessarily for the better. Different than I was. It still hurts. I think with pain, be it betrayal, humiliation, any sort of emotional, relational trauma, that's all the trauma I've experienced. Primarily relational. It's had to make me recognize how naive I can be, how being too open-hearted and too open-minded and trusting is actually not great at all. I also am extremely honest, and I think it rubs people the wrong way, and I've almost had to allow myself to tell white lies in some capacity. But I like being myself. I like being open and vulnerable and honest, but sadly we live in a world where it's like no, it's not safe to do that. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I will not cry in this video because I'm happy and I love my life. But sometimes we go through things to push us in a different direction, and well, the decision to start this channel is a decision to essentially save myself. I always used to want to save the world as a little girl. I know that sounds super corny and kind of lame, but I saw a quote last year and it said, if you want to save the world, you have to save yourself, then save your family, then save the community, and then save the world. I don't think I can save the world, but I know I can have an impact and make a difference in this world. And with that desire, which has been inside of me since I was really, really little, I think a lot of us, we go online and we see things that pull on our heartstrings, and you know, we want to make a difference. And for me, I have a tendency to absorb as opposed to observe, and that's something I'm working on, and it's a work in progress, and I've gotten a lot better at it. I also can't use the internet like I once did because it's not healthy. It's also so incredibly toxic right now, which breaks my heart because it used to be such a fun place. I'm gonna link down like the first, I feel like it was like one of the first YouTube videos I saw that, like, I don't know, it struck a chord with me, and if you watch it, I'll link it down below. But if you do watch it, you'll know what I mean. I hope it's still online. It's called Free Hugs, but the song in it was by Sick Puppies, which I loved, which we can make that the song of the video. Although I was singing Our Lips Are Sealed by Hilary Duff today, so that could also be the song of the video today. But yeah, if you have time, click the video down below if I can find it and upload it. Just, I love things that inspire people and remind you that like life is delicate and the world is so special, especially right now online. It's just like, it's so sad, it's toxic, it's horrible, everyone's so mean and angry. I just wish the whole world could like have a group hug, and I know that's impossible. And I've felt myself in the last little bit like slipping into like the negative aspect of it. I think after what had happened to me, it's like, I understand why humans are the way they are and why we're so divisive. I get it, and a lot of people are hurting. I think a lot of people fighting on the internet right now probably had parents that fought, or probably had parents that spoke down to them, and I just wish there would be more healing collectively, and it wasn't this like, I don't know, we need to do better. We need to do better for the kids on this planet. They're watching us adults behave like absolute hyenas, if you ask me. And like, you know, jokes are funny, like if you can draw the line at a joke, but some of the stuff online, and it's exactly why I'm not on there anymore, it's just, there's no protection, there's no privacy, and I don't know, I really want to have kids one day, and I think the path to choosing to have kids and to raise them to your best ability is a great way to quote unquote save the world. I said that in my last post. I hope if anyone's watching this, you probably think I'm a freak, and I am. But I'm okay with that because there are other freaks out there like me. Anyways, my macaroni is probably getting really mushy. I also look like a mushroom with my haircut. But I literally look like a mushroom. It's okay, I look like a cute mushroom. Debatable. Don't worry, friends, I did use a strainer that is separate from the one that Daisy sat in because I am not disgusting. Only a little bit disgusting, but not that disgusting. My food awaits me.